Welcome to Fine Living, presented by Jim Reif Builders on 1240 Radio WOMT.
And good morning, Lakeshore, and welcome to Fine Living right here at 1240 Radio WOMT. Welcome to the month of November, Jim.
And the chill is in the air.
Oh, man, it's time flies by. It is what it is, and hopefully everyone has enjoyed fall thus far and getting ready for a great winter.
Yes. So we got some interesting stuff to talk about today.
That we do. Jim, what are we talking about, actually?
We're going to talk about, now that you have plans kind of taken care of and ready to move forward with the process and doing the construction and remodeling. So we're going to talk about that a little bit today and get people enlightened on what takes place.
Okay. Ask the contractor to finalize the plan.
So if you're going to move ahead with a project, you want to make sure you get the plans finalized, and they typically would put a little more dimensions on there, maybe a few more details, but you also want to make sure you sign off on those plans upon that, getting those, so that the contractor has a copy and you have a copy that you both agreed upon. This is what's going to happen. So there's no problems arise as we, move forward with construction.
Sure, and I think, a lot of that is the safety for the individual, the client themselves, and or the builder as well, too, especially if there's comes revisions and things like that for both to authorize and sign something.
For both parties, it's just a good process to make sure that you talk about that up front.
And I think that if you're working with someone that doesn't require that could possibly be a red flag because
probably could be.
You want to keep the professional and the safety for everybody as well, too.
That's correct.
Post a building permit.
Well, I kind of brought this.
Why do you need this?
When you're doing.
Why do you need to post it? I should say.
First of all, you want to be able to post it. That means that the contractors picked it up.
Well, that's a good thing.
That's the first key there. So talk about red flags. We want to make sure that there is a building permit for the project, and that the contractor is getting it, not that he's asking you to get it. If he's asking you to get it, that could potentially be a red flag because maybe they don't have the proper credentials to pull that. Why don't they have that? So those are questions to ask in that prelim thing, but also just double check.
So it's pretty uncommon. You're saying that if they ask you to pull it, that's not normal. That's not the standard.
That is correct.
And Jim Reif Builders would never do that.
No, we take care of all that.
What then should the client expect?
Well, if we're going to do a remodeling project at their house, a few things that you're going to need to expect is you're going to have to store personal belongings that you've had in that area that's going to be remodeled. So you want to take all your personal belongings out of there, have it prepped. Several weeks back, we started a kitchen remodel. Monday morning, our crew shows up there, our team, and that everything was already taken out of the house. So in the area, the kitchen that we're doing. So the cabinets were cleaned out, all ready for us. So that's what we'd like to make sure we see, that you have proper time to unpack and put stuff away in a different spot.
Because that's really not your job to clean up that area.
No, we don't want to be professional movers. So.
That's somebody else.
That's correct.
Dust control.
Definitely important, especially in renovations. Again, you want to make sure that the dust is not floating throughout the house. That may involve like curtain walls of plastic, temporary wood walls, blocking heat ducts so that stuff doesn't get sucked into there.
Is that something that you do, or is that something that the client has to be prepared for?
Good question, Terry. We take care of those things.
Okay.
So we're taking care of that. And then people at the house, like what's the working hours?
Sure.
So we tell our clients we work from these hours, from renovation projects from 7:30 in the morning till 5 o'clock.
Okay.
So that's when you can expect people in your home.
Okay.
So that you can expect that.
Okay. What if there's pets involved?
Well, that's a real important question. Lots of folks have pets, not just cats and dogs, but we have, there's reptiles and there's birds and such, and all that to deal with. So they don't like the disruption. They're in the routines that they have, so you may need to relocate them. Cats and dogs, of course, there's, litter boxes, and then taking the dogs outside or whatever for their walk and stuff like that. So they have to be able to do that. We don't want them to get sick from, some process that's going on, or get into some product and chew on something. So we definitely want to talk about that.
Now, because we have to get going here on the time-wise, but quick question. If you're doing a remodeling project for a bathroom, let's say there's only one bathroom in the house, what happens there if the bathroom's, not usable.
Well, and it's happened a couple times for us if we had only one bathroom in the
Okay.
house. And typically we've been able to get by where they get them back into a bathing situation in about 3 to 4 days. Now, there's lots of work going on, but every day they may have to do some cleaning and you can bathe. We've been able to work some things out. So
you'll be creative.
we'll be creative. That's
All
correct. Good words, Terry.
Jim, a lot of great information. We got to get going here, but if people want to get a hold of Jim Reif Builders, how can they do that?
You can reach us at the web at jimreifbuilders.com. We've got a brand new website. Facebook is always an option for you. And then give us a call at 684-6899.
Jim, we'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Fine Living, presented by Jim Reif Builders, the leader in new construction and remodeling here on the Lakeshore. Let their vision enrich your lifestyle. Tune in again next week for another episode of Fine Living on 1240 Radio, WOMT. To learn more, visit jimreifbuilders.com.